How are you?
Good.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name's Matt Perry. I work for Grist.org. This is a big environmental website, one of the largest in the U.S.
And would you mind tell us a little bit more about the whole idea of your company?
Sure. So Grist covers environmental. We do environmental journalism. So we talk about climate change, the food system, sustainability, how people can live every day in a more sustainable way. So we cover all sorts of stuff, from politics to consumer products to advice, And we have a lot of original content that we generate. We have a staff of about 15 editors and writers. And then we have one of the biggest websites on this subject in the country.
I was curious about how do you come up with this idea of being the environment with humor.
Yeah. Well, the problem was the younger generation had grown up hearing about recycling and environmentalism, but to be honest, like a lot of the stuff around global warming and those issues is really depressing. And if you had a choice, you'd rather not listen to it. You'd ignore it because it's kind of bad news. It's heavy. There's a lot of politics and a lot of science, so it's difficult to enter this subject matter. So we use humor as a way to get people interested and feeling passionate about these really important subjects. So we're similar in a certain way. Do you know The Onion? We're kind of like The Onion. We're kind of like The Daily Show. We talk about serious stuff, but we do it in this humorous way, so we get new audience to pay attention to that.
Yeah. So what kind of topic do you address?
Sure. We cover a broad range of environmental subjects. So everything from policy, like what's going on in the government around, environmental regulation, changes in the energy system, how is the power in your house being generated and priced, all the way to how is your food produced. When you go to the supermarket, what should you buy? There are more sustainable choices all the time for consumers. And then culture issues too. What does it mean to be an environmentalist these days? All kinds of stuff like that. Yeah. We also aggregate the environmental web. So we have a news team that reads just about everything that's published every day about the sustainability and boils it down into a short list of news items every day. So we have a small, tight news product. Yeah.
Are you a nonprofit organization or a profit organization?
We're a nonprofit. So we're supported by our readers, by donations, and also by foundations and grants. And then we also have some ad revenue, but mostly it's donated and foundation revenue. Yeah.
I have one question about, as you suggest at the very beginning, the young generation doesn't want to listen to all those
right.
rubbish.
Yeah.
And what, in terms of design, what do you do to get young generations involved?
Right. Well, certainly we know that the younger generation consume information in different ways than the older generation does, and that's changing all the time. So the majority of our audience consumes our information through social media channels. So Facebook, Twitter, and all this stuff. A huge amount of traffic to our sites comes from these places where our readers hang out all the time. So we've had to design our product so it's very integrated with Facebook in particular. So all of our content, sure, it exists on our site and we have a certain amount of audience there, but we've designed our process and our product so it immediately gets pushed out to all these networks. Because many of our readers are, in their 20s, and the prevailing way of consuming information is to not go to websites. Nobody goes to the homepage anymore. You sit there and wait for the content to come to you in whatever form you usually consume it. So that's an interesting just pattern we've noticed. Yeah.
So when did you begin to launch the Facebook?
It's an interesting point for us because I would say 2.5, 3 years ago, only a tiny portion of our traffic came from Facebook, and a lot of our traffic came from Google and other places like that. In about 2 to 3 months from now, Facebook will exceed Google as a source of traffic from us for the first time. So in the last 2 years, it's gone from very little all the way up to being our most important source of traffic. So Yeah, it's been a huge trend in the last few years for all of the media, really. Yeah.
And how big is your readership?
We have about 1 million unique viewers a month.
Oh,
So yeah, so about an audience size of 1 million uniques a month. Yeah, yeah.
And where do you base?
We're in Seattle.
In Seattle.
Yeah, but our writers are based all over the country. So we have writers on the East Coast in Washington D.C. covering politics. We have a writer in Boston. So we're the reporters are all over the place, but our office is in Seattle. Yeah.
Oh, so you work with them like a freelance base?
Some are freelancers. We also have a network of bloggers who do it on a per story basis, but we also have full-time editors who are employees too. Yeah.
That's so interesting idea.
Cool.
Thank you for taking the interview.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, good luck to you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.